finally did it. So I had a bit of a rough morning this morning. So to handle that, I just didn't get out of bed. We are not in the morning time anymore. We are well into the afternoon. And I figured the best way to solve the problem with not feeling very well is to find the nicest place to be outside and take a walk. And that brought me here. We are at Sequoia Park in the city of Eureka here in Northern California. This is the nicest city park I have ever seen, but I am sort of biased because I really like this city of Eureka and this part of Northern California. These redwood trees are just so incredible to be around, and on days where I'm not feeling my tip-top best, if I just come out here and get outside, sometimes I got to force myself to get out here like I did this morning or this afternoon. I feel much better once I do that. It's just a special place to be. So I'm going to walk a little bit, show you a little bit of the trees here, and then I'll tell you something that I did that probably some of you will be happy to hear. I finally did it, and I'm really not sure why or how or what, but we'll walk a little bit first. Oh, this is such an incredible park that I just never get tired of coming out here. And I spend quite a bit of time here when I'm around this area anyway. I was away from Eureka here for a little while. A couple of months I spent down just a little bit south of here in the next county down. And it's beautiful too, but nothing like this. These redwood trees, which they don't have quite as many of down there as they do up here. It's the redwood trees that kind of draw me in and keep me around, I think, as well as just the nice weather. We're starting to get a little cooler, which I like. I'm wearing my flannel shirt today, which is nice. You know, it's a nice cozy feeling, flannel. So maybe it's time that I am going to be wearing flannel for the rest of the winter. I don't know. Are we in winter yet? I'm not even sure. And what will make me even happier is if we get some rain. I think we're supposed to start to get to the rainy season here. I thought we were already supposed to be in the rainy season, but it should be here at any time, and then I'll be really happy. Well, as peaceful as it is out here, we are still in a city, so the trees kind of mask some of the city noises around, but every now and then you hear some sirens off in the distance and city noises. But this is still, I think, the nicest city park I have ever come across, and that is why I spend so much time here. Even though we're not yet in the rainy season, it is a little bit wet out here, which is causing me a little bit of a problem. I wear these barefoot shoes. They're made by a company called Wildling, and I really like them. but they are very thin. Well, let me show them to you here. So these are them. They have a very thin sole, and they are made of fabric, so they're not the best shoe for walking out in wet kind of weather, although I didn't think it was going to be quite so damp out here. But they're not perfect for this kind of walking, especially because they don't have much of a tread on the sole. See, they're really thin. So I think I'm starting to feel some dampness in my right toe. That's not so great, but because I find these shoes to be so comfortable, I have been wearing them, and I don't really have a good pair of shoes to wear when it's wet and muddy out. And so I have finally decided to just order a regular pair of boots. Not really regular, because they are a barefoot style boot. They have a very thin sole to them, and they're very flexible, and they have a very wide toe box. And that's the thing that I like about these Wildling shoes that I have. They are extremely flexible and very thin to a point that it feels like you're walking barefoot, and I like that. When I was a kid, I walked barefoot everywhere. I only had to put shoes on when I was going into a store or something like that. I can remember running across the streets to a family that lived across the street from us, and it was like, 120 degrees outside, and I'm running across the street in bare feet. And I can remember that I knew I had to go straight for the grass. So I went from our grass, cross the street really quickly, like one of those lizards that you used to see on National Geographic. I'd just go as quick as I could and get to the grass on the other side. Otherwise, my feet would burn. And I didn't mind doing that because I didn't want to wear shoes. And nowadays, I got to wear shoes pretty much all the time. So if I have to wear shoes, I like these barefoot style shoes. So I did find a pair of boots, ordered them. They're leather, so hopefully they'll be able to be waterproofed a little bit more. And hopefully they'll be a little bit warmer too, because we're going to get into the colder season. It's supposed to get cold at some point. It hasn't really gotten to be that cold. I made a point in saying that I'm wearing my flannel shirt now because I've been waiting to get it out. I've got two. They look exactly the same as this, but I've got two of these flannel shirts, and I just like the color of them. I like how soft they are. I like how comfortable they are. They just kind of fit perfectly. So I have been waiting to wear them, and was thinking that I was already going to be wearing them, but today's the first day. So anyway, not that cold out yet, but I think the new boots should work very well for me, especially because they've got a bit of tread on them as well. So being that they'll be a little bit warmer, being that I can probably waterproof them a little bit, maybe with some beeswax or something, and with the tread, hopefully I won't slip and fall. I actually, I was in another city park nearby here, and I was walking down to see some of the water, and I was wearing these shoes, and this was last year or year before, I don't know, and I was going down kind of a steep slope, and it was rainy that day, and before I knew it, I was on my back. I had fell down, and I kind of fell to the side, and I just remember thinking, I fell so fast and so hard, I just remember thinking, am I okay? Like, even though it was all wet and I was laying in the mud, I made myself sit there for a minute just to figure out, did I break anything? And, did I hit my head? No, I just hit pretty hard, but it was just kind of embarrassing. Pretty sure some people saw me fall. Nobody laughed, though, so that was nice. But it sure was embarrassing. So I think those new boots will be good. They'll give me a little more traction, and the waterproofness would be good too. But anyway, yeah, they will be here next week. So I'm just kind of making do with the shoes that I have for right now. And hopefully those new boots will do the trick. Who knows? I did try to waterproof these shoes that I have, but it just didn't work very well. It kind of helps, but it didn't work all that well. So that's why I kind of just resorted to ordering some new boots for myself. And I'll let you know when I get them and if they work out. Oh, this place is just magical. That's just the only word for it. Unfortunately, we're not going to see any Sasquatch here because we're right in the middle of the city, so they tend to stay out in the forest outside of town. But everything else about this place is just awesome, I think. But I'm getting a little hungry, so I think it's time to head back to my van and make a little dinner. Oh, and I got distracted by all the beauty around here that I forgot to tell you that thing that I did. You're going to have to wait a minute longer. I'm going to get back to the van first. It's starting to get chilly out here. I meant to put a hat on before I went walking in the woods there because it's always a little bit chilly. Even in the summertime, it's really chilly in there. But I just forgot to put the hat on. Kind of feel like I need to put one on now, but it'll warm up quickly here because I'm going to make some dinner. I should probably close this door because it's getting a little loud outside. It's kind of a busy street. And I guess that shouldn't surprise me because we are in the big city of Eureka. I'm joking, of course. Eureka's not that big of a city, but the funny thing is, when I was away, I went to a really tiny city, Fort Bragg, which is, well, I was going to say just south of here, but it's actually like a 3-hour drive from here. It's not very far away, but it takes about 3 hours to get there from here. And it is not busy there at all. And when I got back to Eureka here after being gone for a couple of months, I think, I couldn't believe how much the traffic was kind of getting to me. And that's pretty funny because the traffic is never all that bad here in Eureka, but it is the largest city in the county here. So, I mean, it is, you know, a bigger city as far as cities go for this county, but not a big city at all. Anyway, let me get some food going. Oh, I forgot to tell you that thing. See, I keep getting distracted here. I'm all discombobulated today. I told you my morning did not go well, and I'm feeling pretty good now, but still a little discombobulated. So I'd better tell you that mysterious thing that I did before I start making dinner, because then I'm going to forget again. The mysterious thing that I did, that I can't hardly believe, is I signed up for a Costco membership. Now, this is something people have been telling me to do for years, I guess, and one of my best friends has been after me to sign up for Costco, and I've been avoiding it because I don't have a whole lot of storage space, obviously, and everything that they sell, of course, is in big bulk, and I just have not thought that it would be all that useful for me to have Costco membership because how much can I really buy from them? But the time that I spent down in Fort Bragg kind of got me rethinking the Costco thing. Groceries are very expensive down there, in that county down there. And they're very expensive up here, too. That's been the one thing that I have not liked quite so much about this area of Northern California is grocery prices are just outrageous. And I thought that they were outrageous here around Eureka. It's doubly as bad down in Fort Bragg. And so that got me thinking that all that money that I was buying with groceries, I thought once I got back up here to Fort Bragg, I need to kind of reconsider my spending. And groceries, of course, is the biggest thing that I spend money on. I was also thinking about gas prices, but if I'm just buying gas from Costco, it doesn't really work because I just don't drive enough to equal any kind of real savings because the membership is $65 a year and I'd have to buy a whole lot of gas to make up the difference for that. I normally go out to a little casino just south of town and they have the best gas prices in the area, but of course I've got to drive all the way out there, drive all the way back. So, you know, it's probably half an hour just round trip to go out there and back to get gas. And I've been getting kind of tired of that. So I thought if I could get some gas while I'm here in town and get some food, if I could find some food that is not in such a large quantity that I can get through, then maybe it would work out. So I went through Costco. I probably walked around there for an hour, looked at everything that they had, and bought a couple of things. Don't be upset if you're a Costcoite. I was a little disappointed with the food options. Not just the size, the quantity size, but just the ingredients in some of the food options I wasn't too happy about. So there's probably less food that I'm going to be able to buy there than I was hoping for. But I'm on the membership already, so there's no point in trying to cancel the membership. I can still get some gas there, which gas is pretty good, and being that I don't have to drive out of the city to get it, maybe to work out. This will be a trial run here, so I don't know if I'm going to do it for more than a year, but we'll give it a try and see what happens. And as far as what I bought from them, we're going to get into that now because I need to get some food going. So I bought some ground bison, and I was really hoping to find some fresh ground grass-fed beef. Unfortunately, that's not something that Costco stocks. They do have some frozen grass-fed beef, and I didn't like that quite so much. I didn't think that that would work so well for me. One, I didn't like that they were formed into patties already, and two, I didn't like that it was 80-20 ground beef. So when I saw this bison, I figured this kind of fit the bill for what I was looking for. It is lean, it's 90-10, and bison is almost always grass-fed. So it's kind of close enough, I guess. And price-wise, it was pretty good. These are 20-ounce packages. You have to buy them in a 2-package set, but it was about $25 for the 2 packages of it. So at least compared to a normal grocery store, that's a pretty good price. So I don't know if I'll always buy this, but I'm going to give it a try for tonight's dinner. And that'll be the protein portion, obviously. And for the carb portion of the dinner, I can show you something else that I bought. Not at Costco, though. So I'm going to make some mashed potatoes to go with my bison. So I can use my new little pan here. I needed to buy a new enamel on steel pan to replace the old one that I used to have. I had one that was very similar in size to this, but it got a crack in the enamel, and so I had to throw it out. And so it took me quite a while to find a replacement for it. I was originally thinking I wanted to buy one of the fancy brands, like my stove pan up here. I know that that's a really good brand, but the problem with it is it's very pricey. And I found a pot very similar to this made by Staub, but by the time I would pay for the shipping, it was going to be about $200. And I thought, that is way too much to be spending on a little tiny pan like this. So this is just a little no-name pan. Actually, it does have a name on it. It's Segreto. I've never heard of that company before, so I'm taking a little bit of a chance on this. But I did think that the last little pan I had was pretty cheap, and it was another little no-name pan, and it lasted quite a while. So I figure as long as I baby this pan, I could probably get quite a bit of use out of it, and it certainly is better than spending $200 for the pan, although I really like the look of that stove pan, but I don't think it's worth $200. So this was just about $40 on sale, so we'll see how it lasts. I didn't want to go cheap, but I think looking at the options, this is going to be a much better option. So I can use this for my instant mashed potatoes. I shouldn't have told you that they're instant. I should have just said I'm making mashed potatoes from scratch and gone with it, because that wouldn't have been a lie. I am going to make these. It's just they are from a bag. It's embarrassing admitting that I eat instant mashed potatoes from time to time. Not all the time, but from time to time I do. And it's embarrassing. Okay, there we go. Mashed potatoes are done. And one of the great things about a cast iron pan is that just put the lid on this and it will stay hot for quite a while. Oh, yeah, that's very hot. Now, I got to cook the beef. What did I do with it? Oh, I put that away. Oh, not beef. Bison. Bison, not beef. I'm always nervous about buying Bison because there is some that the stores around town here sell that I buy from time to time. If I can't find any lean beef to buy, I'll buy the Bison. But it's usually fairly gamey, and I don't really care for the flavor of it very much. Oh, I didn't taste this one. Let's see how it tastes. Actually, that's pretty good. That's not gamey at all. That just tastes like lean beef, if I didn't know the difference. But, if I didn't know, I wouldn't have known the difference. So, yeah, this is pretty good stuff, I guess. I'm just making up a little pan sauce. I dumped the beef in on top of the potato so that I didn't overcook it. And then I just deglazed the pan with some water, and I added some vegetable bouillon, and let's see, I probably don't need any salt in that because the bouillon's pretty salty. I'm going to add in a little bit of butter, not too much. So you want to do that off the heat. So turn the heat off, and that'll make that sauce nice and thick. Actually, it's not terribly thick. I thickened the sauce up with a little bit of potato that I had left, but that bag was almost out of potato flake, and so wasn't a whole lot left in there, and I'm too lazy to get any more out, so this will be it. It's actually looking pretty good to me. I don't like a real heavy gravy or sauce, so that's all right. There we go. There is my Costco dinner. I guess not entirely, though, is it? Oh, this is great because I've got this in this cast iron pan. The potatoes have stayed hot, and so I've got a nice hot little meal here. That's all right. A little basic meal here. I know I could have a vegetable or two. I'll do that later, but I just need to get something to eat straight away because the day's just been a little odd. I did eat some breakfast when I did get up. I had 3 eggs and some really good sheep's milk feta on those. Oh, I forgot to put some Yellowbird hot sauce on those. Probably some people are going to say I forgot to put Yellowbird hot sauce on this, but I think the gravy does the trick. Okay, so first dinner is done. That was tasty and good. And then I did wash up my dishes. Of course, I only washed the inside of this pot out, not the outside. And now I can show you the other thing that I bought at Costco, because I did buy 2 things. I almost said beef again, the Bison, and I bought myself a new toque. It's funny, when I went to check out, the lady said, "Oh, you're only buying 2 things. You're getting out of here pretty cheap." And I thought, yeah, it's going to be that way every time, because I'm mostly going to be buying gas and just a little bit of meat, so probably not going to be buying stuff like most Costco members do. I didn't say that to her, but anyway, I did find this toque hat. I'm not going to use the other word for it, but we can call it a hat if you don't like toque. This is a heated toque, and I just thought that this is the coolest thing. I had heard about this several months ago, and I had been wanting one, and I totally forgot about it until I was walking around through the store just checking everything out. I walked almost through every aisle. I didn't look at a few things, but there were a few things that I found that I didn't realize they sold. And of course, when I got to this, I thought, hey, that's that toque that I've been wanting. It has a little battery compartment in back here. There's a little zippered pocket, and it holds a little battery, a little rechargeable battery. And then there's a little on-off button here. If you hold that down for 3 seconds, it turns on, and it has 4 different heat settings. I was curious about how this was going to work. Just stick the battery back in here so it's not flopping around. So I was interested in how this is going to work. The whole hat isn't heated. It just has 2 sections on the side that are heated. So they kind of line up with your ears. Although for me, it seems like it maybe covers a little bit of my temples too, which I like. That's kind of cool. I guess it just depends on how it fits. There are a few things about this that I don't like. One, I guess I could turn this off because I don't really need the heat on now, do I? One is, it's a very thick knit, and so it's not very stretchable, and so it's a little tight on me. The other thing is, it is very, very warm. Because it's such a dense knit, it's incredibly warm, and so it kind of makes me wonder if there's going to ever be a need to actually turn the heat function on it, because it's just such a warm hat by itself. But we'll see about that. Maybe once it gets a little bit chillier, I'll like the heat. I don't know. I just tried it out last night just to see how it felt, and it's good. But if the heater setting is not on high, it's very difficult for me to feel the heat through the heavy fabric. So kind of an odd thing there. I don't know if I'll really ever be using the heated section at all, but the part that I think I will be using is the little lights on the front. And that was what I liked about this from the very start. I thought this would be very useful. It has 3 different settings, and warning here, it's going to flash. I won't let it flash for too long, but it does have an SOS flash on it. I don't know if that's useful, but I've been wanting one of these for a while, and now that I have the opportunity to buy myself one, I figure we'll give it a go, even though it is a little tight, it is a little heavy, it is a little oversized, and I probably will never need the heat function on it, but I figure, we'll give it a try. And because it's like 2:30 in the afternoon right now, we can go out and test the light function on it. Yeah, seems to work pretty good. I'm surprised. I've got it on the low setting right now. I don't want to blind the cars that are driving by, but it really does a good job. And I think whether the heat setting is going to be useful or not doesn't really matter much, because the light setting is definitely going to be useful. Well, maybe it does look a little bit goofy having this little light up front here, but I think as long as it's useful, I don't really care what it looks like. I'm quite happy with this. Although it's going to need to be a little bit chillier out for me to use this on a regular basis. But of course, I've got lots of other toques to wear. So I guess I have now a toque for every purpose. And with that, I think we will call it an early afternoon and sign off here. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.